Hello, my name is Blossoms and welcome to another Genshin Impact video. Today we've got another little discussion piece for you. No worries, I got a couple other videos planned for the week, including one that is going to be kick-starting off a brand new series that is going to be focusing on non-meta loadouts for some characters, just kind of having fun with them and trying to make them work. So if that's something that interests you, feel free to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. It's a couple simple clicks for you, and I deeply appreciate your assistance to my rise to YouTube stardom and achieving my dreams. Anyway, we are going to be talking about Thoma today and why I think he's going to be a must-pull 4-star. In the Genshin Impact 2.2 livestream, we got a preview of exactly how Thoma's going to work and a little bit of how he's going to scale, and we got a lot of good info from that we can go off of, and I do think he's going to be an amazing character. So first of all, let's go ahead and talk about his kit. First of all, his E skill does some damage and provides a shield. Essentially, it's like Xinyan's E skill, except significantly better, especially since the fact that the shield is going to scale off of max HP, which of course is always really good. HP scaling shields are really strong because HP is a very easy number to get very high. So as long as the shield even scales off of a relatively small percentage, it's going to be a pretty darn strong shield. Not only that, but he gets an elemental burst that summons a pyro or yoroi, and when you deal normal attacks, it does a pyro collapse that also gives you an additional shield. Now the crazy thing about these shields is that they can stack on top of each other. So if you get another of the blazing barrier, then it's going to stack on the previous one, and you're just going to have a really meaty shield. Of course, I'm sure there's going to be a maximum limit to how strong this shield could get, otherwise he would just be outrageously broken. But regardless, he's probably going to be one of the strongest shield characters in the game, period. So if you don't have somebody like Zhongli, then this might just be the shield character you've been waiting for. But not only that, I did mention that when you deal normal attacks, it deals pyro damage. He basically has a Xingqiu ult. Now, albeit I don't think it is going to be on the same level of application as Xingqiu's ult, as Xingqiu is just amazing at applying hydro. I doubt it is going to be on that level of application, but simply being able to deal off the field intentional pyro damage is very, very strong, especially since he's a shield character. So not only is he going to be protecting you, he's going to be facilitating some really strong team combos. So yeah, his kit is looking really strong just based off of what we know. We also know that the elemental burst is going to at one point or another scale a little bit off of his max HP, which is absolutely insane, just allowing you to just invest into the HP to not only be super protected with stacking shields, but also deal more damage because you are just playing into using those shields the most effectively, which is really, really strong, and I think he has a lot of potential. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about some of his pairings and why I think he's just going to be amazing in general. First of all, I already made the comparison to Xingqiu, which is one of the best support units in the game. Xingqiu provides some damage resistance and off-the-field hydro application, and he does pretty solid damage with all of that. And this is basically just Pyro Xingqiu, and Pyro and Hydro are some of the strongest elements in the game, and if you don't think a Pyro off the field unit isn't going to be good, you're absolutely crazy. I mean, Xiangling is an amazing character, and this guy is going to be providing a shield while dealing damage. Of course, if he doesn't deal a huge amount of damage, then that is going to be a little bit of a hindrance as to how useful he is. But the fact that it scales a little bit off his max HP has me thinking that he's going to be pretty darn strong, or at least strong enough to where you're going to want to pair him with some characters. Somebody like Eula might be a really cool option just because of the fact that she can apply cryo and then do a normal attack, which means you're getting free melts on top of a character who already does insane amounts of damage with her physical damage. So you can really start to pop off. He's also a pyro character, which means your elemental resonance can be fervent flames here, which increases your attack by 25%. So if you already have a pyro DPS, oh wow, look at that, Hu Tao's on the same banner. One, she's going to be protected by his shield, so she's not going to die that easy, but two, she's going to be getting a 25% attack bonus, and you know, just any other pyro character that you pair him with is going to get that. It's a really good combo. Having dual pyro is one of the best resonances in the game. Also wanted to touch back on the intentionality of his pyro application because of the fact that we have units like Tartaglia where you could just normal attack with his bow and then use his elemental burst to get the correct vaporize order. Is really nice. Having that intentionality is really good. We're also getting a character like Aloy in 2.2 for free. I already have her here in 2.1 because of PS4, but in 2.2 everybody will have access to her, and she's pretty good at applying some cryo, so that's just going to be free melts for some Aloy users, and not to mention the fact that he's just the pyro unit that has the most like intentionality for off-field pyro application. Now, the only other one before that was probably Xiangling. She's in the bottom left here. You can't see because I'm on top of it here. But before her, there was pretty much just her. We have like Yoimiya who can do some off-field pyro, but for the most part, all the rest need to be on the field. And that's not to say we don't have other good melt reactors. Like Bennett can do some good melts, Hu Tao can do some good melts if she wants to, but they do them on the field, and off-field damage is really valuable, and off-field application of an element is very valuable. I did go over the Eula example a little bit earlier, but I just wanted to touch back on that. The intentionality is very important because it's going to make your setups just that little bit easier, and if he actually does some decent damage, then we are going to have a lot of interesting new combos that could be the most optimal combo for that character. I also wanted to mention the sheer lack of shield characters we kind of have in the game. I'm not saying there aren't good shield characters. We have Zhongli, he's an amazing shielder. Diona and Noelle are also amazing shielders. The only elemental shielders in the game are Diona and Xinyan, and Xinyan's shield is really bad. It's just not that good. It's basically paper, but it's supposed to have the trade-off of it also dealing damage, but it doesn't really do that much damage, so it's a little weird. I really like Xinyan, and her shield is pretty cool, but it is pretty paper thin, especially when you compare it to the HP scaling shield of Diona or Zhongli, or the defense scaling shield of Noelle. And that's another big factor, is the fact that he's an elemental shielder, because I know a lot of the time when I'm building teams, I've had an issue to where I didn't want Zhongli or Noelle because I was trying to do some sort of specific reaction combo, and they just didn't really help with that. They were more so just to protect my team. Zhongli was pretty nice because he does, you know, have that elemental shred for pretty much any team, which is really good, but they can get a little bit in the way of some of your combos, and that can be annoying. So pretty much the alternative if you want an element specific shield is going to be Diona, but that can also get in the way if you're trying to do something specific as well. Something like the electro charge and then vaporizing / overloading at the same time is a great example of that, because if Diona is in the mix, then you're going to get some superconducts or something in there that are just going to be annoying. So having Thoma there to just be that reliable pyro shielder, as well as having the intentionality of being able to deal the pyro damage whenever you want to, is really, really good, and I think it's flying a little bit under the radar. If you need a strong shielder, I highly recommend pulling on Thoma. Even though everybody has Noelle and she's a great shielder, if you love elemental reactions and you just don't really need Noelle for those elemental reactions, then Thoma is going to be an amazing option for you, and he's just looking like a lot of fun at the same time. I think he's going to be in a lot of teams, a lot of 12-star Abyss clears. All right, I didn't want to make this video too long, but I do want to mention the fact that we are getting overworld monsters that are going to have the corrosion effect, and I guess this is kind of their way of semi-nerfing shielders, or, you know, shield teams and Thoma at the same time, because shields have been really amazing in the game, and they still are going to be, but adding a corrosion effect to the overworld is definitely going to force people to have a little bit more healers on their team, but having a shielder is still going to be amazing. So I just wanted to briefly mention that. I think Thoma is going to be an amazing character, especially all the team comps that he can fit in, and if you need a really good shielder for your teams, especially an elemental shielder, then Thoma is going to be a must pull for you. I know he's already a must pull for me, just based off of his kit alone, and if you aren't quite sold on that, feel free to subscribe to the channel, as I will definitely be making Thoma content when he does come out. Anyway, that's gonna be it for the video. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. My name is Blossoms, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.